Thursday, everybody. Happy third Thursday. Of course, one of our church traditions that we haven't been able to do in a while due to the coronavirus is our Traveling Thursday, which usually happens every third Thursday of the month. Well, today I'm going to try to make that happen for us, social distancing style. Of course, I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to be around no people, probably 30, 40, 50 feet away from anybody in this outing. But back in March, during Women's History Month, our young adult group was doing a study on women in the Bible and all the different challenges that women face today and faced in the past. And so this outing is going to be related to those things. So let's travel together this Thursday.
Hey guys, I'm here on Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And Jeffersonville has had a lot of cool public art that's popped up in the last few years. But behind me is sort of the original from back in the 1980s. And this lady I'll introduce you to here in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. So this statue is called the Winds of Change, and it's about 21 feet tall. And it's made mostly out of metal, and it has this stone base. If you notice, there's a lady. She's holding a flower and is standing strong into the wind. And over here, it's accompanied by a poem. We'll take a look at it. As you can see, we're in this industrial area here. May not be the place you'd expect to find public art, but let's take a look at this and see if we can figure out what this is, the meaning is behind this. It says, "I am your mother, yet I am a woman, standing into the winds of change, expected to be strong yet gentle, expected to be better than good, yet not reflect that I know I am good. The winds force me to change, yet I do not want to be any more than I am. A woman, your mother." We will, let's see, sorry, I'm trying to look through this viewfinder here. "Take my hand, we will stand together into the winds of change." The lady. Okay, so this was a piece that was inspired by the owner of a company called Uptrack. Back in 1983, he was impressed with all of the strength of the women that were working for him, and in balancing family lives at home. And so he wanted to find a way to honor them, and he contacted a young lady named Denise Freville, Freville, who's actually now on the Jeffersonville Public Arts Committee as a commissioner. She had been, back in the 80s, she had painted a lot of boxcars for him with murals, with art murals. And he approached her about doing something to honor these women, the celebration of women. And so she made a miniature out of clay. And he liked it, and this is back in, I believe, the summer of 1983, and they started to put this together. The poem was written by several people, I think primarily by Myers, Denise's mother Marilyn, but actually they passed that poem around all the people at their workplace, and so lots of people put in an effort to contribute to the ideas behind that poem. And many people worked on this statue as well, preparing the metal for the artist. The primary artist was a man named Carl Ellwanger, I believe. And he since passed away in the early 1990s. But you can tell that she's very much standing strong here. And of course, you've got this other art piece that's back behind us. Let's go take a look at this. A real, very strong Christian message that we'll find over here. We've got these classic looking scales. And these huge pots. And this is interesting. So on one side of the scale, it's measuring, it says love. And then over here in the other side, it says everything else, balancing love against everything else. And there are these really cool pyramids, steel pyramids down here. And underneath the one that says love, it says never enough. And underneath the one that says everything else, you have it written always too much. Okay, and so you've got a message here that, love is more important than everything else, but there's never enough of it. There's too much of all these other distractions. And what's really cool is these timbers come from a bridge in Clarksville, Tennessee, and they are well over 100 years old. This and all this metal is really recycled, I believe. It's these pots, these giant pots, came from Tube Turns over in Louisville, a company that is still in existence. This company here is this lumber yard. As you can see, it wasn't always the case. I think it was a scrap metal place at one time. And so that's one reason that they have so much of this stuff to choose from. It's kind of, as you can see, it's a little bit out of the way. It's kind of blocked by, out of necessity with the lumber being placed here. There's been some talks to move the art pieces to a more prominent place, maybe on the waterfront or near the Big Four walking bridge. Although I have to say, I think that it's sort of almost in the perfect place, just in my opinion, here in this industrial area to show the strength of women in this in blue collar situations, and it's right here in the middle of it. Trying to be strong and stand against the winds of change, as it was written. And I've worked with a lot of women over the years in factory blue collar situations, and of course, it can be very difficult. Physically, many of them not as strong as a lot of the male co-workers, but that may also say that they're more mentally strong, doing the same work as the biologically stronger co-workers. And still, as Myers wanted to stress originally, they're still managing the families. And in the poem, you can see that she's expected to be strong, yet also gentle. And then also all the different pressures of society to conform to a certain type. Very, very cool here.
Well, thank you for traveling with me. I hope that we'll be traveling together in person sooner than later. But I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that I see you very soon. Bye.